Hello, Steve White, TrekBoy89 for Steve Arts 89. I've been enjoying telling all my stories of meeting various Star Trek actors and that at the conventions over the years. And I have met other people from other shows as well. So there was another convention, I can't remember what it was called, but often they think of names for these conventions and they try and personalise them so they don't just all seem the same and stuff. And there was one with Nick Tate from Space 999 and Herbert Jefferson Jr. from the original Battlestar Galactica, and Jane Badler from V. I love Jane. She lives in Australia. She came here to film. They did, I think, a season of Mission Impossible here, and she met a lawyer, and she married and stayed. And I've seen her at a couple of things and a few conventions, and she's really nice. She recognised me, as like a gay, so I was like one of the gays for the convention sort of thing. And she's really wonderful. But the other guys were horrible to me. They're horrible. Herbert, I had this weird exchange with him, and I did a list of 10 worst celebrities that I've met from the Star Trek scene video before, just because I actually had a list of 10 people. There were that many that were rude to me. I was outside the main sort of area where they were talking. There was just like the little, stalls and that for like, all the merchandise and stuff to sell and all that. And he was looking around some stuff, and I saw someone had in a bag of stuff a Battlestar Galactica program from when the movie was in the UK, because they edited some of the episodes into movies and screened them in the the UK. And I said to him, "Oh, this must be from when they had it in the cinemas." And he sort of said, "Yeah, I know that. I was there." And he was just really rude to me, and I said something else to him. He was just really rude. I'm like, it's like didn't want to be in the same space with me. It was really weird. I'm like, what did I do to him? It's really weird. And I think it was homophobia. I think he just looked at me and thought, yeah, I've got his number. And he just didn't want to be in the same space with me. And I've seen that from people. And I think that's what it was. I'm not accusing him of being a homophobe. This was a while ago. But that's what I felt. And then I had a bad experience with Nick Tate as well. I'd been talking to, I don't know if I said directly to him, but I was talking to someone else, and I mentioned something about my personal life, and he had a go at me for it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And I went off, and I was sort of deflated. I'm like, I can't believe he just said that. I mean, why would he judge me like that? And the guy running the show must have said something to him, or maybe he just realised himself that he'd been really inappropriate and rude. And he came up to me a bit later and he was talking to me really friendly. I'm like, oh, you realise you did something wrong, you try and make up for it, are you? And yeah, so I didn't have a good experience with those two guys, but I had a great experience with Jane Badler because she's fabulous. She was Miss America, for God's sakes. She's amazing. She just did a usual, Q&A thing and autographs and all that. And afterwards, I went up and I was fawning over her and all that because she's a diva and everything. And we just sort of, she was actually flying off to do like some little cabaret show somewhere to go do that, and we're chatting in that and talking before she left, and I was like, saying goodbye. She's just really friendly. I think she recognised me as one of her gays. And she said, one of my gays is here. It was like that sort of little diva sort of thing. She was just really wonderful. And what made me really sad, because I met her a couple of other times at a couple of other events, and I think she remembered me, and we chatted and all that. We were talking, and I'd said I used to be a goth and stuff like that, and she said, oh my God, my son's a goth, and she was showing me these photos in her wallet, basically, and talking about her son and the music he was doing, all this stuff, and it was so sweet seeing her talk about her son, and I think something about me reminded me of her and something what I was talking about. It's like, oh yeah, my son did that, or whatever. And a little while ago he committed suicide, and I was like, oh no. I felt so bad because I knew how much how much she loved him, and how much she was like proud of him, and oh, look at my son, look at my pictures in my it's just such a mum thing to do, and I was so sad for her. And she's so wonderful. I haven't seen her for a long time, but I saw her a few times in succession at some events and that. It was around the time V, they did the reboot of V that she was in, so she was sort of a bit more prominent, and she was appearing on shows and doing things and that. She's very active on Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that, and but yeah, I haven't seen her at any events for a while, but I'd like to. She was just really fabulous, and and I just, you know, I hope she's doing okay, because, you know, you don't really recover from a child, you know, passing. Really, parents shouldn't bury their children. So, sorry I hit a really sad tone there, but she was wonderful. Got a selfie photo, got photo with her and all that sort of stuff, and autographs, and saw her at a couple of events, got a couple of photos, and she was just really fabulous. And I just really remember V when I was growing up. I really remember it, and I just really remembered her, and it was just so amazing. She was one of the people from my childhood that I remembered, not sort of from later years. Like, I remember when I was a little kid seeing that show like on TV when they like repeated it later and stuff like that. And, you know, it's just amazing. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.